Welcome to this webinar about engineering sciences at KTH. My name is Laura, and I'm a second-year master's student in aerospace engineering.
And my name is Carlos Casanueva, and I am Associate Professor in Rail Vehicle Engineering.
And so today we'll introduce you to the world of engineering sciences here at KTH, along with the exciting master programs we offer in this field. You'll get a deeper understanding of how a master degree can shape your future and open up various career paths. We'll also dive into the research happening in the area and how our education stays closely connected to the industry. The Q&A is already open, and there are students and staff members ready to answer your questions and to share their experience and glimpses into students' life here at KTH.
Let me give you a brief overview of KTH, Royal Institute of Technology. The university was established in 1827, and the reigning Swedish king, Carl Gustaf XVI, is the guardian of the university. Since the start, KTH has been at the center of many of the technological advances in Sweden. In the early 1950s, the country's first nuclear reactor was installed on campus. At the same time, Sweden's very first TV station went on the air across the street. Over the last 200 years, KTH has gone on to become one of the most prominent technical universities in Europe, attracting talent from all over the world. In the 2026 QS World University Rankings, KTH is ranked in the top 100. And we have over 13,000 full-time students, where 2,000 of those are international master's students. KTH also hosts around 2,000 PhD students, many of them from outside Sweden. And in the photo, you can see some of these students tinkering with the experimental setup of a railway wheelset that is used for both hands-on teaching and also research projects. There are three main reasons why choosing a program at KTH is a good decision. As a KTH student, you will gain access to cutting-edge research infrastructures and state-of-the-art technical equipment on par with the highest international standards. KTH programs are also typically connected to both industry and societal partners, and especially to specific research groups within the university. And through project and challenge-driven education, we encourage students to approach real-world problems for new perspectives, contributing to improve engineering practices for a better tomorrow. Last year, the average acceptance rate to our master's program was 29%. This is the number of admitted students in relation to the number of applicants who met the admission requirements for a specific program. These acceptance rates vary a lot between different programs and change every year depending on the number of qualified applicants and the available places in each program. How has your experience been as a new student at KTH, Laura?
So far, it has been great. I got the chance to work together with students and professors from all around the world, which have definitely enriched my studies and myself. Moreover, KTH really cares about their students' well-being. Therefore, from the first day in Sweden, I got the chance to join multiple events during the international reception, especially where I met some of my current closest friends. With them, the dark and cold winter was less hard. Moreover, by joining some associations, I discovered new passions as camping and photography. KTH activities are separated into 5 subject areas, also known as school. Each of these has a number of departments, center of excellence, and study programs. Each subject area at KTH is responsible for education and research activities within the area. This autumn, we offer a webinar for each of them. Some have already been carried through, but you can find the recordings on the website, as well as the registration form to join live the ones that haven't happened yet. 2 more are coming up after this one. Today, we're focusing on the subject of engineering sciences and introducing the master's programs that we offer.
In our school, our educational programs focus on engineering sciences, covering disciplines in physics, mathematics, and engineering mechanics. We also conduct theoretical and experimental research in collaboration with international universities and research institutes, and of course, industrial partners. To get a feeling of the quality of our education programs, we can go back to the international rankings. And the interesting numbers come when we look at the specific subject area rankings, where for the 3 subject areas in engineering sciences, we are ranked 25th for mechanical engineering, 77th in mathematics, and 54 in physics. Laura, were international rankings something that you considered when choosing your master's?
Well, yes, definitely. When I was selecting a master program, quality of education was at top of my list. So I would say KTH strong global rankings played a key role in my choice. Moreover, the location in Stockholm, a vibrant, innovative city, was another big draw. Um, our main locations are the KTH main campus and the Albanova University Center, which are both accessible by public transport. Some of the highlights of KTH main campus include the KTH Intrep, which is the central meeting point for service and information on campus, the Student Union, where I sometimes stop for a coffee during the breaks, the courtyard, where all the students gather for lunch every time the sun shines, and the library, my second home during exam period. So you can see a little map of the campus here on the presentation. And our main building is the one highlighted in dark blue. But classes and labs take place all around campus. Close to KTH campus, there is also a big area, which is the Royal National Park, and inside campus there is a sports center, perfect for when one has a vacancy on the schedule and wants to distract from the studies. If you ever visit Stockholm, I highly recommend taking a campus tour with our students ambassador to get a first-hand experience of what KTH has to offer.
When it comes to the different master programs, we have a total of 11 programs in our school, covering different disciplines in physics, mathematics, and engineering mechanics. You can choose to specialize within each program. Some programs offer specific tracks, which we will list in this presentation. But for programs without tracks, you can still tailor your studies by selecting elective courses that match your interest and career goals. We will now get into more detail about the different programs. First of all, in the physics disciplinary area, there are two master programs. The master program in engineering physics bridges the gap between theoretical physics and practical engineering, seeking to develop future technology. Solving complex technological problems demands in-depth knowledge in physics as well as analytical and computational tools to apply this knowledge in real-world applications. Tracks are specializations that most programs have, which typically showcase specific application areas. For engineering physics, these are biomedical physics, optics and photonics, quantum technology, subatomic and astrophysics, and theoretical physics. The master's program in nuclear energy engineering provides comprehensive coverage of the physics, technology, and safety of nuclear reactors and power plants. The courses here focus on the design, operation, and management of nuclear facilities, with an emphasis on safety and radiation protection. Then we have the mathematics disciplinary area, where we have 4 master programs. The master program in applied and computational mathematics trains skilled applied mathematicians sought out in industry and agencies for advanced positions or even PhD studies. It has many specialization possibilities, such as computational mathematics, financial mathematics, optimization and systems theory, and mathematics of data science. Then the joint master's program in biostatistics and data science is rather new, offering a unique combination of these two disciplines. Students with background in mathematics, statistics, or computer science, for example, are provided with the skills to apply those disciplines for solving problems in biology, medicine, and public health. It is a joint program with other 2 universities in Stockholm. Next, the joint master's program in mathematics is hosted by world-leading experts and research groups at both Stockholm University and KTH. In this program, you will acquire essential mathematical knowledge skills in problem solving and logical reasoning, while being able to specialize in their chosen areas of mathematics. And finally, we have the joint master's program in computer simulations for science and engineering. This program is a collaboration between KTH, TU Berlin in Germany, and TU Delft in the Netherlands, and focuses on the computational enablers for engineering design and scientific discoveries. The program covers, amongst others, mathematical modeling, numerical analysis, high-performance computing, or visualization. As a practical note, in the application system, this program is listed as a track in the Applied and Computational Mathematics program, but it is still a separate joint master's program.
Finally, there are 5 programs in the engineering mechanics disciplinary area. The master program in aerospace engineering trains skilled engineers for careers in the international aerospace sector and related fields. The program offers specialization in aeronautics, which is the one I'm a part of, space, lightweight structures, and system engineering. Every track has some mandatory courses, but also many elective ones, which allow to personalize the education. I have followed, for example, many courses in fluid mechanics as well as projects management to get some transversal competences. The master's program in engineering mechanics, instead, provides a solid and up-to-date knowledge base for the analysis and design of products and processes. Students learn to use advanced simulation and experimental methods to analyze mechanical phenomena ranging lightweight gases to solid materials. Next we have the vehicle engineering that covers all aspects from vehicle design, functions, and dynamic properties to system for safety and comfort, and vehicle as part of a transport system. But Carlos, you were an associated professor in this program, right?
Yes, I have courses in the railway engineering program also, but also in the vehicle engineering program, where students can choose to specialize in automotive or rail vehicle engineering. There are a lot of transferable skills and knowledges between these different land modes of transport. For the master's program in railway engineering, the focus lies then in the systems perspective, blending mechanical, civil and electrical engineering, but also operations management. You will learn to design vehicles, infrastructure and control systems for a safe, efficient and sustainable transportation mode. And it is a shared master program with the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, where you would take one mandatory semester. Finally, the master's program in naval architecture provides a strong foundation in naval transport systems while delivering in-depth skills through specializations in lightweight structures, fluid mechanics and management. In this program, you will explore the complete process of designing, modeling, constructing and operating boats, ships and marine installations and systems.
To learn more about the program, we encourage you to join the program-specific webinars offered. It's a chance to get a deeper insight into the program, meet key representatives like the program director and the current students, and explore the contents in detail. So how do you apply? You just need to follow these steps. Firstly, start by visiting our website, explore our master's programs, and find one or more programs that fit your interest. Next is to check the admission requirements for your program, which can relate to bachelor studies, proof of English proficiency, etc. You can find the specific requirements on the program page. If you think you have the background to meet the requirements, you're ready to start your application. You then apply for university admission, which is the Swedish national application system. To do this, you will need to create an account and select your programs. You can choose up to 4 and rank them in order of priority. Please take into account that you need to submit your application by the 15th of January. By the 2nd of February, you must also submit all required documents to your application at university admission. And note that if you are not an EU, EEA, or Swiss citizen, you have to pay an application fee of 900 SEK by the same deadline. On the 26th of March, the admission results are posted on your account at university admissions. You're invited to join the specific webinar on the 4th of December at 2 p.m. Central European Time if you have any further question on the application process. Let's now dive a bit deeper into the admission requirements. There are some general ones that go for all master's programs. You must have been awarded a bachelor degree equivalent to a Swedish bachelor degree or have a corresponding academic qualification from an internationally recognized university. And you must also be proficient in English, equivalent to the Swedish upper secondary school level, English Corps B6. The requirement can be satisfied through test results or through previous university and upper secondary school studies. Moreover, you must also meet the program-specific requirements that vary between the programs. The program may require you to have a specified number of credits in a particular field or specific main subject area for your bachelor's degree. It may be the case that your country also have some specific requirements, so check them out.
With this, there is also a number of documents that you need to provide in your application. They may vary between programs and also depend on your country of previous studies. All documents are fully explained on the website, but here's a quick list. You will need to provide certificates and diplomas for all your completed degrees. Those should be officially issued. You also need to provide a transcript of the completed courses and grades included in your degree. And you need proof of English proficiency. You can meet these English requirements through a test or through previous studies. You will need to provide a copy of your passport with personal data and photograph or another identification document, and program-specific application documents. For example, some programs require a curriculum, some others ask for letter of motivation or letters of recommendation, typically the so-called summary sheet. Please be aware that you need to supply these documents required by all the different programs that you applied for. One of the main societal challenges nowadays is climate change and more generally sustainable development. So sustainability is evidently one of the main drivers of our research, and that is why it is also well integrated in our master's programs, where you will get knowledge, tools, etc. needed for helping move society towards a sustainable future. Our university's core values are also based on democracy, human rights, freedom, free and open discussion, and equal value of human beings. A good engineer or scientist should be able to develop methods or products that do not impact these societal aspects in a negative way. So we continuously work on the integration of all these aspects in our educational programs, always in a way that it's relevant and tightly coupled to these studied subjects. On each program page, you can find out how the program connects to these different goals. And talking about research, as university departments, we also carry research in our specific subject areas, and there are some opportunities for students to engage in this. The main ways of doing this is typically within a project course, where a research topic is proposed for students to develop and work while learning and training the organizational and engineering skills in group project settings. Or another alternative is that a student gets paid for a certain job within a research unit based on some research needs. Have you been involved, or do you know someone that has been involved in research, Laura?
Well, yes, I've collaborated for half a year in a project called the Green Raven in the Department of Aerospace Engineering. This was a volunteering position, but many friends are also paid to do research for their professors. So the available position can be usually found on the website, but my suggestion is to reach out to the professor of your field of interest directly. This is a very good example of what it could look like to work in research at KTH. In 2008, professor and teacher in the Master of Naval Architecture, Jakob, among others, and a team of students were the first in the world to combine a foiling personal surfboard with an electrical propulsion system, thereby starting the new sport nowadays referred to as e-foiling. In developing the self-balancing and self-surfing e-foil board, students worked on algorithms for altitude estimation, composite designs and manufacturing, and on the e-foil simulator. No matter your field of study, there's opportunities to contribute to and explore research at KTH. You can get more insight like this if you follow our Instagram account, KTH University. KTH also offers many opportunities to get in touch with the industry, as you can see here on those slides. One gains hands-on learning in addition to what is taught in class. For my program, for example, last year I attended a field trip to the Air Force Museum where we got the chance to visit it together with some employees from Saab. It was very interesting to hear the insights on the models we were seeing, especially because they all belong to different areas of expertise. It can highly differ from program to program, though.
So what can a degree from KTH contribute to your future? We know that graduates from KTH are in high demand in the job market and have excelled across various fields. And we can start with some data. For our latest career report, we know that over 50% of graduates secure a job before the graduation. And around 12% of these international students continue to pursue a PhD either at KTH or other renowned universities. It is worth mentioning that you can apply for a job-seeking permit to stay in Sweden for 1 year after graduation in order to find a job in industry or as a PhD candidate. Each year, more than 1,000 degree project proposals are posted by companies like Ericsson, Saab, and Scania in the KTH degree portal. 1 in 5 students gets their first job through their degree project. However, I would still like to highlight that a job immediately after getting your degree is not guaranteed. KTH graduates still face job market challenges like industry demands, language or specific skill set requirements, and so on. There are support services at KTH to help you navigate your career journey, though. All these job titles that you see here are taken from LinkedIn, from KTH alumni. You can find many more details in the alumni section of the KTH LinkedIn page, but you can see here from this list that there is a wide variety of jobs that you will be able to apply for, even in disciplines that are different to those you specialized in. If you go to the Meet the Graduates section in the Programs Information page, you will find alumni that are now working in different companies. As we mentioned, one of the most common paths to get to your first job is through the master thesis. Have you already started looking for a degree project?
Yeah, absolutely. So if everything goes to plan, I will be conducting my thesis in Germany starting next year. So KTH is a great springboard also abroad. And if you're interested in upcoming in-person and digital events, you will be glad to hear that KTH will offer program-specific webinars, as well as the already mentioned application walkthrough webinar, and there will be also regional events around the world. So please visit our website to explore digital and in-person events and register to meet KTH representatives to get more information. Moving to a new country can always be very overwhelming, so I highly recommend to join some of our specific webinars to clarify the doubts and the question that you might still have. Moreover, if you want to find out what current KTH students think about their studies here at KTH, you can always follow student bloggers and ask student questions online at the KTH website. You can also follow KTH on social media, such as Instagram, WeChat, and the Little Red Book. So you're more than welcome to join us on social media channels and register for our web newsletter to be kept up to date on upcoming events. By the way, you can also contact our student ambassador, who will be happy to answer your questions and who are indeed the people who have been responding to your questions in the Q&A during the live session. So if you want to connect with them further, you can do so through our website. And with that, we've reached the end of this webinar. The Q&A will close soon for new questions, but no worries, because we'll keep the webinar open until all current questions have been answered. If you have any additional questions after the webinar, please don't hesitate to reach out to info@kth.c.
Thank you all for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing some of you soon.
Goodbye.